What I want to talk about at this moment in time to wrap up the show is the Renegades of Puck Hockey Club making their debut at the Gary Force Acura Ice Arena, game 1 of the season versus the Woolies. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. So many things happening in this game. As a matter of fact, we go all the way back to 5/18 of the year 2023 when the Renegades of Puck were taking on the Woolies in Nolensville, Tennessee at the Gary Force Acura Ice Arena. Captain Charlie Saunier deploys his lines in the following way. Woodall, Nielsen, and Levette would take out the first line and begin the game. It would be McCann, Brady, and Bellucci on the second line. Skip Martell and Mike Mielnik on the third line, putting in the checking responsibilities for this game. On defense, starting would be Poole and Saunier. Welcome to the lineup, Dustin Poole. Great to have him in the lineup. He would also be wearing the A in this game. Bartlett and Bice over on the second defensive pairing. We would see Ben Brinton and Brandon Adams be healthy scratches for this game, and Jesse Labin would make the emergency start in net, backing up the Renegades of Puck. We are early in the first period. The Renegades of Puck controlling, keeping the puck in the zone, strong pressure, good shots on goal, and it is a dominant first shift by the grouping of Nielsen, Levette, Woodall, Poole, and Saunier, keeping the play alive, setting up the second line for an offensive zone faceoff, and that's where we would find Brady finding Bellucci for the first goal of the season. The world-class distribution service known as Chris Brady gets the play started and cashes in with John Bellucci in the slot area. Renegades of Puck on the board with a 1-0 lead on just the second shift of the game. We would find the first goal of the season coming from the blue line for the Renegades of Puck. It would be Brad Bartlett scoring his first goal as a Renegade of Puck. It would be score from long range, making the score 2-0 in favor of the Renegades of Puck. The defensive effort from the blue line would continue as Dustin Poole, making his debut for the Renegades of Puck, would have a strong keep in at the blue line. One of many early in the first period, helping to set the tone. That would lead to a shot, and that would lead to Brady cleaning up this time, taking care of that Poole shot and putting it into the net, getting himself a goal, making the score now 3-0 in favor of the Renegades of Puck. The Renegades of Puck would continue controlling the neutral zone, strong on the cycle, very good on breakouts out of their own defensive zone. And that's where we would find Run ZMC cleaning up a feed from Brady. That world-class distribution hooking up with Zach McCann in the slot area. Zach McCann's first goal of the season and first goal for the Renegades of Puck makes the score 4-0. These two showing good early chemistry. Showed a lot of chemistry during camp together. Now, clearly showing some good chemistry out there in gameplay. We find Chris Martell knifing through the D down the slot, just missing the connect pass from the blue line, and Saunier trying to feed it through. Maybe the pass a little bit too leading and a little bit too hot. First line goes to work deep, though, after this. They are absolutely causing chaos and mayhem all throughout the zone. Levette and Nielsen seem to know where each other are going to be at all times, and Kyle Woodall is absolutely working along the walls and in the corners, and that's when we see Levette take advantage and score his first goal as a Renegade of Puck, making the game 5-0 here in the first period in favor of the Renegades. We see Poole out there on the blue line using the traffic in front, and he snipes from distance. When that regulator mounts up, there is no doubt what he can do when it comes to a snipe. It's his first for the Renegades of Puck, his first of the season, and it gives the Renegades of Puck a 6-0 lead. Blue line contributing to the offense all throughout this first period. We see that first line of Nielsen, Woodall, and Levette back out there on the ice, and they are immediately back to work. They are on the cycle, and they are finishing from close range, and this time it's going to be the starting center for the Renegades of Puck, TJ Nielsen, with his first goal as a Renegade, his first goal of the game. The Renegades of Puck hold a commanding 7-0 lead at the end of the first period. We hit the intermission. We come out with the long change here in the second period, first game of the season for the Renegades of Puck and the Woolies, and it's going to be Jesse Labin coming up with a strong save on the breakaway to preserve the shutout. He goes with the full stack and comes up with his biggest test and biggest response to the game at this point in time. Defensive lapse there, by the Renegades of Puck. It's Brady's world-class distribution service that goes back to work right after that, calming things down, slowing the play down, getting the cycle going, and striking again with Zach McCann for his second of the game, giving the Renegades now an 8-0 lead. We would see John Bellucci coming back in with the same second line. He would win a battle to the loose puck and jam that puck into the net for his second goal of the game. Renegades of Puck now hold a commanding 9-0 lead. Before the end of the second period, we would see Zach McCann clean up one more time in front of the net. It would be his third goal of the game. It would be the first hat trick in Renegades of Puck history. It would also be the 10th goal of the game for the Renegades of Puck. We go to the third period, and it's the ROPD that is getting out of sorts, leading to a lapse in coverage and a rebound goal against. First goal against the Renegades of Puck this season. Renegades of Puck now find themselves up 10-1 in the third period. We see a couple of adjustments, line changes, and double shifts for Skip here in the third period. Skip moving up to the second line, getting some extra and additional moments. The checking line out there, the newly put together checking line for the third period, doing an incredible job of maintaining things and keeping it nice and quiet until we find ourselves at the handshake moment at the end of regulation. It is a 10-1 victory for the Renegades of Puck. Due to the other games that took place, the Renegades of Puck at 1-0 find themselves in first place due to goal differential of 10, 5 goals ahead of the second place in goal differential. So Zach McCann is the player of the game, obviously, with a hat trick, but he couldn't do it all by himself, and Chris Brady comes in just behind Zach McCann just because he didn't have the glamour stats, but he went ahead and set up Zach McCann in a number of ways. A goal and 3 assists for Brady. Bellucci chips in with 2 goals. Levitt and Nielsen with a goal each on the first line, and out there on the blue line, Poole and Bartlett each with a goal. Bartlett a game-winning goal, the first game-winning goal in Renegades of Puck history, and Jesse Lapid picks up the victory. 1 goal against, a huge breakaway save in this game. So great job by the Renegades of Puck. We definitely celebrated in the locker room afterwards. We talked about the game and we started getting set for next week. There's no time to sit and relax, celebrate for a little bit, and then move on to the next game. Just one of 10 regular season games for the Renegades of Puck in our first official season. After that, 12 weeks of camp, you can see how much all of the hard work has paid off. That team absolutely followed me through hell. I might as well call them the Junction Boys of beer league hockey because I basically didn't let them sharpen their skates, tape their sticks. Hell, I don't even think I let them hydrate at any point in time during the camp. I also bag skated them 90 minutes to 2 hours on some of those nights, and the work is absolutely paying off. We looked like a cohesive unit out there on the ice. Line after line after line. 5 Renegades in a full wave attack. What we were able to accomplish early in that game in that first period is an indication of what we can continue to do as a group together. I cannot be more proud of my Renegades. They never quit on me. They never quit on each other. And they most certainly never quit on the opportunity to play hockey here for the Renegades of Puck. I am absolutely one proud captain sitting here in the bunker reflecting back and thinking about the game just the other night. So the Renegades of Puck are 1-0, and you'll continue hearing about the regular season for the Renegades of Puck right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast. That's right. We have a podcast. We have merchandise. We have a hockey team. We are a hockey culture, and you are welcome to join us in the trenches at any time. What's a Renegade? It's easy. You got the fire, you got the fury, you got the passion, you love the glorious game. You found your home. Welcome, Renegades. I sure do appreciate your time. I appreciate your viewership, listenership, and most importantly, I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. Stick taps, love, and respect.